your guide to being strategic, systematic, and comprehensive in your decision making. This is a special edition of the Strategic Growth Podcast, episode 191. A structural overview that anyone can use. Just apply your situational details.
Welcome to the Golden Group Strategic Growth Podcast, featuring expert insights, interviews with thought leaders, and business plan triage. Hosted by Kyle Golding, award-winning entrepreneur, CEO, and Chief Strategic Idealist for the Golden Group.
There are 4 things you need to know before you begin the strategy process. Know yourself, know your audience, know your value, know your position. Start with knowing yourself. This begins with your SWOT analysis, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats. Do not cut corners on the SWOT analysis. Be honest with yourself. This is an internal document. Understand your strengths and weaknesses. Utilize trends and grouping in order to create a few select actual strengths that you want to focus on, as opposed to trying to use every strength your organization might have. Be honest with yourself about weaknesses as well. It's important to know what these are in order to compete at the highest levels. Set your goals. Not too many and not too few. 1 to 2 top goals, such as increasing sales, increasing reach, adding customers, etc. Set your goals high but achievable. Create a measurable goal so that you know how far and how well you're doing in the process. The last aspect of knowing yourself is understanding your workplace culture. The people, how well they're trained, how well they work together as a team, communication, and other factors are often represented and measured by your corporate culture. Understanding your workplace culture, knowing how your people are trained, how they react, how they feed into the mission of the organization, how they operate, can often be an asset or a detriment to your success. So understand your workplace culture, understand your people, your team, and their attitudes and understanding of the mission of the organization. Know your audience. This is much further and deeper than simple demographics. Understand their motivation. Do they need or want your product or service? And what are their options when it comes to paying for your product or service? Understand your competition. Understand that your audience can do something else with their money. Understand that your audience can do nothing at all with their money. Understand the motivation of your audience. Understand their why, what their options are, and how you can be the best option available to them. Know your value, often referred to as a value proposition. Your value can be one of 3 things: price, technology or product offering, or service, often thought of as customer service, your delivery method, or your availability, such as hours, location. Know your value proposition. Do you provide the best price? Do you provide technology or a product offering that is distinctly more advanced than your competition? Do you provide service at a different level than your competitors? This can be your customer service before and after the sale. This can be your delivery method, how the audience receives your product or service. This can be your availability, your hours, your locations, or other options for the benefit of your audience. Finally, you need to know your position. Positioning is how you compete, doing what you do in the way the audience wants it more successfully than your competition. Once you know yourself and your organization, once you know your audience and their motivation, when you know your value proposition, when you know your position against your competitors, you can now begin the strategy process. How will you compete? Bring forth your strengths. Utilize the audience motivation. Express the value proposition. Position yourself against competition, doing what you do in the way the audience wants it more successfully than your competitors. This is based on your strengths and their weaknesses and the assets you have available for execution. All of this creates a situation that is most advantageous when you're most likely to win due to the strength, audience preference, value proposition, competitive positioning, and the utilization of your assets for execution, often called tactics. Don't forget to add measurement for a complete system that can be planned, implemented, managed, measured, adjusted, completed, studied, understood, good or bad, and utilized again in the future. You now have all the information you need to craft a strategy and make a plan for implementation, execution, measurement. This is how you are strategic, systematic, and comprehensive in your decision-making process. The details depend on your organization, your competition, your audience, your market. But now you have all of the tools to begin the process, a framework, a structure, an overview that you can use simply by applying your situational details. For a more detailed conversation about how to utilize strategic planning for your business decision-making process, please contact me, Kyle Golding, at thegoldengroup.com or email me at growth@thegoldengroup.com.
Thank you for listening to the Golden Group Strategic Growth Podcast. Please subscribe so you never miss an episode. Follow the Golden Group on social media. For more information, past episodes, or to contact us, please visit thegoldengroup.com.